everybody. This is Faris from the ASKFaris Show, and I am so excited about tonight's guest. Tonight's guest is Edward Morrow. He's originally from Millersville, Georgia, and he is the owner and founder of noneaccountant.com. Edward, welcome to the show, brother.
Oh, welcome, Faris. Well, thanks for having me. I know this is going to be a real special one, and do you know what that makes this day so special, Faris?
Brother, man, well, man, I really appreciate you taking the time out your busy schedule to actually come on the show, man. And we've been knowing each other for some time now, and I've just seen so much growth. I've been seeing like your golden touch on different businesses that you've been associated with, man. So I had to go through and get you on the show, brother, because a lot of times people we're gonna jump right into it. A lot of times people don't understand what an accountant does, or they fear an accountant and all that other stuff like that. But we're gonna get back like in the beginning, man. Kind of tell us again where you're from, how you got started on your entrepreneurial journey, and how did you become an accountant as well, man?
Okay, well, I'm from Millersville, Georgia, originally, and how I got started. Growing up, I was used to, and also I was just always around different type of individuals: entrepreneurs, bankers, investors, financiers, farmers. So I developed this I guess mindset. I wanted to learn so many different things. So when I went to college, I started out in biology. I went to English. I went to agricultural economics. I was all over the place. But I spoke to my dad one day, and just like how fathers are, they want their sons to follow in their footsteps. So my dad said, "Why don't you try accounting?" So from that point on, I was kind of hooked on the subject. And the thing I liked about accounting, it came natural to me, but it was like a story. And it allowed me to use my creative side of a business. I was into writing, I was into the arts and creativity, and I brought that over into the accounting, and it made me into a good tutor. So it just kind of, I guess I gravitated towards it, but it just came kind of easy for me. And just being able to see how business works, and being able to, every business is made up of models and numbers. So I was interested in so many things. So entrepreneurship became like the thing I had to do, because I would work jobs. I would get so tired of it just because of the routine. And that sounds kind of funny coming from an accountant who loves routine, but I guess just from that upbringing, being exposed to different things, I love so many things. I just couldn't stick with one thing. So in accounting, I found myself going to different industries, and I loved it. And I had to take the entrepreneurship route to fulfill myself.
And that's funny that you said, because I think so many times people, especially when they're on that collegiate path, a lot of times people come out and think, okay, well, I'm just going to go to college, I'm going to major in this thing right here, I'm just going to follow that for 4 years and keep going. But just like you, I know when I was in college as well, I changed my major so many times because I was in search of something that I was truly interested in, because I just didn't want to go through and graduate just to have a degree. I wanted to graduate in something that I was somewhat interested in, somewhat in a sense that I could feel fulfilled and maybe find it in a career as well. But one thing that you pointed out was, like, you went through and took advice where you sat down and actually talked with your father. And your father, he's an accountant, if I'm correct.
Right, he is.
And so you sat down and talked with your father, and you all discussed that, and he kind of opened up your eyes into the accounting world, and you kind of followed his footsteps, man. So, man, take me back to that conversation, brother. Take me like, hey, was it something where you was kind of getting frustrated? Were you trying to just in search for something? Like, what was that conversation like?
Well, it was short. It was to the point. That's how my dad is. He's just straight to the point. I was like, Dad, I really don't know what to do. I mean, I know what I want to do. I want to do a lot of different things, but I really can't figure out just one single path. He was like, well, why don't you just try accounting? Because I know you're interested in business, Edward. I know you're interested in money and investing. And why don't you just try this accounting thing out? Because regardless of what industry or business you go into, you're going to have to know about numbers in some type of way or fashion. So he said, just try this out. It was a little nudge, but again, you know how parents are. They live through you, and they want to live through you. So he just gave me that nudge, and I just jumped off the cliff, and I grew wings on the way down and just jumped over accounting.
Man, no, but that's awesome, brother, because again, like, I think when it comes to accounting, so many people, business owners or people not business owners, they feel like accountants are only used for tax purposes in the January to April time frame. It's like, I don't need an accountant from anything else. But I really, and with working with you closely, I've seen direct relationships with accountants and how it can really grow your business. And man, how important is it for entrepreneurs, especially startups and those entrepreneurs that may be in that turning point, that 3 to 5 year mark? How important is it for them to build a great relationship with an accountant, man?
It's very key, because during that time, that's pretty, what I've learned, and something that's been interesting in my field, where I'm not that typical accountant as an author and a speaker. I've been able to help over this year alone 100 students between middle, high school, and college understand accounting, understand startup innovation. And these are some students from Europe, students from Australia. So I've had the opportunity. And one thing we teach is knowing when to scale. So when you are scaling your company, that's when systems are key. Mm-hmm. And at that time, you have to get out of that role of doing everything, doing all the bookkeeping or the legal or the marketing, so to speak. Of course, you want to do marketing, but as an entrepreneur, your goal is to build that company, to scale it. Yeah. So when you get around that 3 to 5 year period, we see that a lot of businesses, they need processes in place, and they can have a lot of places in their company where they're just losing money because they're not able to see everything, versus when they first started the company, when they were real hands-on. Now it's like they can't really focus on every like minute little thing, reconciling a bank account, or doing the journal entries, doing transactions, keeping up with receipts. So it's good to leverage an accountant at that point. So now you can focus on what you were meant to do, that's scaling and growing that company. So again, accountant will do more than just taxes. They can help you increase revenue. Okay, they can help you decrease and create a tax planning game plan throughout the year. Because unfortunately, when you wait just one time to do your taxes, you miss out on a heck of a lot of deductions, versus when you could have been planning. And I say having a good accounting system and a good accountant is like having a good workout schedule. It doesn't work if you're not consistent. So you have to be consistent with your bookkeeping, with just your financial things. But as an entrepreneur, that stuff can get real complex. And you need that specialist, just like you need an attorney, just like you need an insurance broker, just like you need a banker to help you grow that company. Because that's not, you didn't sign up to do accounting, you signed up to grow and deliver value through your company. So it's very important, because again, when you get to that 3 to 5 year mark, so many things are running through your brain. And
yes.
And yet, entrepreneurs, we don't think accounting. I didn't even really think accounting like that. So,
and I want to jump in right there, because one thing I really feel like, because entrepreneurs, we go through and think, we always think about the bottom line. How can we grow the bottom line? But sometimes it's like you have to have someone that specializes in a certain area so they can assist you, instead of trying to go through and put everything on your own shoulders, just because you can go through and sell the best products. And you know that if I continue to sell, my revenue is going to increase, but you got to find other ways to go through and keep that revenue, or to go through and have your tax planning right, or tax preparation right. You want to make sure all that is right. And I think that a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we and I'm gonna raise both my hands on this. We go through and seek out the accountant in December when we have 15 days left in the year, or in January, instead of having that ongoing relationship. And that's one thing that I felt like over the past couple of years, especially within our healthcare company and with our current company as well, is how we're able to go through and build an ongoing relationship with our accountants, instead of just saying, okay, well, this is a one time a year. And I really attribute a lot of that to the teachings that you have actually imparted in us as well in our healthcare agency. And I think it's spilling over into our other businesses as well. And that's one thing I want to encourage each entrepreneur out there as well, is if you don't have a relationship with an accountant, I mean, and I'm not talking about an accountant that's just focused on one thing. I mean, I'm talking about an accountant who's passionate about what they do, who has worked with organizations, both large and small, that can go through and see where you are. I would recommend that you go through and actually get one. And I'm going to personally recommend Edward and nonaccountant.com, but that's neither here nor there right now. But Edward, let's kind of transition the conversation, man. What has you so fired up right now in your career, man, and within your business?
I say right now because I'm starting to help out more startups and early stage entrepreneurs understand accounting. And about 3 years ago, that's when I wrote my first accounting book. And it was a book that taught accounting not so much on numbers. It taught through color, and it taught through associating color with different accounting words to help you understand it vividly. So I've been meeting a lot of students that have used my material. They have been affected and touched by it. So they now understand business in the financial side early on, instead of getting into those like roadblocks and those headaches when, oh man, the IRS is on me now, or I have no cash, I don't understand assets from revenue. So I've been doing a lot more teaching. I've been working with a program at Georgia Tech, helping students in startups. Students go through that startup process, how to validate an idea, how to create a business model, and how to pitch. So what has really fired me up more than the accounting is seeing these young individuals get on stage and actually receive hard-earned investor money, and also helping students pitch for companies like Google, Delta, AT&T, and Panasonic. So actually pitching ideas for these big companies and having the confidence, it's been very rewarding.
Wow. And that's amazing, because I feel like as we touch our next generation, like, because these are the ones that's coming up on that next level. These are the ones that are the entrepreneur are not unfortunately, it's not the 85-year-old individuals anymore. These are our teenagers, our 20-something, our 30-something-year-old individuals that come in, and they're coming in aggressively, and they're coming in saying, we're not going to go through and do the 30-year retirement plan that mom and pop did. Not saying it wasn't a good thing. It was just saying it's not for me right now. We're going to go through it and actually cultivate our ideas. And one thing that I like about what you just said is they're not putting everything on their own shoulders. They're getting experts like you and other individuals in their circle. They're creating their mastermind so that they can go through and accelerate and scale their business quicker than the ones that said, this is my idea. I'm going to hold my own idea and I'm going to grow it. They're saying it's going to take collaboration. It's going to take teams. It's going to take an innovative way of thinking. And that's one thing that I really feel that you're definitely contributing to that next generation, man.
And the funny thing about it, Faris, we teach them startup innovation, which is different from business planning. And if you're a new entrepreneur, just notice that you should always have a business model. The business plan is outdated unless you're trying to get like SBA funding, and you need a loan. That's when they may request a plan. But we teach these kids how to create a business model, which is just a one-page business plan. And I do it to this day. I encourage all entrepreneurs to start using the business model canvas or lean canvas. And these are some powerful tools. First thing is, it's the 9 building blocks of every business. And because when you write a business plan, you get so caught up in projections and the future. When you do a business model, you're focusing on the here and now, and you can move a lot quicker, you can scale, and you can be a lot leaner. So that's something your listeners can implement right now. Just study and look at the lean model, lean canvas, and a business model canvas. That's been very instrumental. And my thing, Faris, is just making stuff simple. We can take those 9 building blocks and condense them to 3 areas. And from the very first business to the very last business on this planet, it's going to run by 3 models. And you know what, Faris? It's marketing, operations, and finance. Unfortunately, we all, we have some amazing people that have skill sets. They're real good on the operational side. They can do their job, mechanics, creative people, cooks, graphic designers. But when it comes to marketing and finance, and and I know these are like one of the main problems that a business can have. Either they don't know how to bring revenue in the doors, or they can bring in the revenue, but on the financial end, they don't manage their money well.
Wow.
So I like to make stuff simple, and that's where you have to understand as an entrepreneur, that's when you have to leverage the talents of other individuals. Because, hey, you can be awesome at what you do, but still fail, and you have some great people that are very skilled, but they have to understand that marketing end, they have to understand that financial end in order to build a great business.
And what you're saying, you're dropping some golden nuggets. I think of it right now. I work with quite a few different restaurants, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they have a great product. But again, just to get the 3 components, they may have a great product, but their marketing sucks, or their financial records suck as well. So you have to have those 3. These are the top 3. There are other components as well, we know. But my thing is, these are the top 3. And what do you think the likelihood of a successful business, if for some reason they can tackle these 3 right here really intimately, do you feel like that they could definitely pass that 3 to 5 year mark?
Definitely, easily, because like just not bringing in clients in the door, that will cause you to shut down. And then when you make the money, if you're not keeping up with good bookkeeping and you're not making your tax payments, the IRS will shut you down through penalties and interest. So your chances will increase dramatically. There was a study done with the SBA and small business owners. You will double the survival rate of your business if you do just one thing. Can you think about it?
If you do one thing, definitely, I believe marketing. You do, but my thing, I'm throwing marketing. What do you think?
It's related to accounting. So if you look at your financial statements just once per month instead of once a year, you will double the chances of success. Wow. And accounting I think it's the cornerstone of everything you do, because it's just keeping track of things. It's measurement. Okay, how can you improve something if you don't measure it? You know, it can be your health, whatever. That's the cornerstone. So in every business, for example, you have a 20-80 rule. About 20% of your clients will generate 80% of your revenue. But if you're not tracking that, then you won't have a good marketing system, because you may be thinking, hey, I need to focus on everyone, instead of just finding out who is the 20% that is giving me the best business. Let's duplicate that. Let's tailor our marketing and our lead generation to that type of individual or customer or business. So it's, like I said, bookkeeping is the cornerstone of everything. And it's very important to, even if it's on a sheet of paper, track it. If you don't track it, you can't improve it.
And that's one thing when I'm hearing you talking, and I want business owners, this is strictly for business owners, what Edward is talking about right now. And if you understand the language he's talking lead generation, he's talking accounting, he's talking operation. As a business owner, you must be versed in the 3 components. You don't have to be an expert in everything, but you must be versed enough to have a good conversation. And that's one thing. I think I have a book on my, I'm going to pull it off right here. This is a book that Edward actually, it's on my shelf. Edward actually recommended. I remember, Edward, when you first actually, when you first started teaching us, my brothers and I, about accounting, and as a CEO back then and running this healthcare agency, I had to go through and understand. We had to understand our numbers, and I remember was trying to wonder out what the world's top line mean, what's gross and what's net and what's this and what's the profit margin and everything. But getting a chance to understand it, and even using this to this day as a Bible, more so in understanding and continue to building upon that knowledge. And that's where I really feel that entrepreneurs, you have to have someone in your corner. You have to have a strong accountant who's not just somebody just going to sit around and do your numbers, but somebody's going to go through and actually teach you why these numbers are where they are, and how to go through and strategically get the numbers to where you need them to be, so they can definitely increase your bottom line as well, and your top line, but definitely bottom line. Definitely want to go through and actually do this as well. But Edward, before we go, man, I want to go through and talk about nonaccountant.com. So what is it specifically that you do that can go through and help out local business owners with nonaccountant.com?
Okay, so what I do is pretty much, I take care of all their financial needs. So whether it's bookkeeping, payroll, and also a CFO service. So bookkeeping, making sure your data is categorized, it's put in the right categories. You have everything is organized for taxes, pretty much. And also you have your financial statements together. Payroll, knocking that out. So, hey, you can do better things like go to the movies instead of doing payroll all night. Yeah. Setting you up on a payroll schedule as well. So it's automatic direct deposit for your employees, and then CFO. So this is more so game plan strategic. So instead of just having that person that just does your books, I will help you and coach you through understanding your numbers, and also helping you understand your key numbers. Because in accounting, you don't have to understand every single penny. There's like 3 numbers that I think every business owner should know about, and that's customer acquisition cost, gross profit margin, and your break-even point. Helping you understand those things and understand your financial statements, which is very key. And I have a real cool story to help you guys if you're having headaches with understanding financial statements. A balance sheet and an income statement. Mm-hmm. A balance sheet is a state. It shows your financial position or your financial health or your state. Okay. Your income statement shows what you're doing. So I want you to kind of think about yourself in this scenario, Faris. You look like a healthy guy. Yeah. So balance sheet is like your human body. It is the body of that business. So it can be in poor health, or it can be in great health. Okay. If you're in poor health, you want to figure out, right, how did you get into that state? So that's where you look at your income statement. So let's say you're a very healthy guy, Faris, you have a healthy balance sheet. I want to figure out, how did you get healthy? If I look at your expenses, you have a gym membership. You go eat at Whole Foods. You go eat at Trader Joe's. You invest in a lot of physical and mental wellness programs. Okay. If you look at a gentleman like myself, let's say if I have a poor balance sheet or poor health, if you look at where I'm spending my money, bad food, fast food, staying out late, going to parties. So that is an easy way to understand the difference between a balance sheet and income statement, because a lot of entrepreneurs and startups, they don't know what in the world is going on. But if you kind of look at it that way, it just makes it a little clearer for you.
Man, I really like how you break things down in a simplistic way. It didn't like he had to go through and actually, because you could have definitely complicated that explanation, but you broke it down to the point where I wrote down B for body, balance sheet, income, inside. It's just like, oh my gosh, this is it makes sense. It really makes sense. And that's one thing I really want my audience to realize, that, hey, this is nothing that he's just kind of bringing out the air. No, this is something that he lives. This is something that he's really helping out a lot of individuals. I know you spoke out in Texas somewhere, and you've been traveling a lot lately. Speaking as well, man. I just want to definitely commend you for that, man. And I just really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show, man. But before we go, what parting piece of advice would you give to a young entrepreneur who's just starting off in business, or someone's been in business for maybe that 3 to 5 year mark? What parting piece of advice would you give to them at this stage in their business?
Ooh, I have several. I'm gonna be real quick. I want to say the first thing is spend 80% of your time on the problem, 20% on your solution. Because a lot of times we have these ideas and we think that, oh, this is the best idea. We get married to an idea, but when we present it to the market, it doesn't fly. So when I say spend 80% understanding the problem, go out, talk to your customer and see, is this really a problem, before you invest in all the marketing, invest in the office space, invest in the computers and all these other fixed costs that will drive your business down. Go out and validate your idea. Don't be afraid to talk to people. Get away from the computer, because you want to actually see, is this, because a business is just a vehicle that is solving a problem for someone or a business. So you want to actually go out and find these people, talk to them, interview them, create your business model from what you get from them, not about what's in your idea. It's about taking that ego away. Another thing is, you really don't have anything to lose as a young entrepreneur. I was actually working with this program, and we had an insurance guy that came in, and he was talking to, like, you guys need to get insurance because you'll get sued and they'll take your whole business. I was like, these guys are just kids. I'm like, what are they going to take? An Xbox? What are they going to take away? Their cell phone? Exactly. And insurance is important, but when you're that young, you have nothing to lose, And I mean, think about this as well. This is my third piece of advice about time. Okay. And have some type of intent while you're here. Be willing to make some type of impact, because time, as you get older, time just flies away. And that's why you should never complain, because whatever you're doing, it'll be all done soon. And I don't mean to sound gloomy, but hey, next thing you know, you're in the bed. No matter how hard something may be, put the good work in, get back up, try again the next day, because it's going to be over one day. So before you leave up out of here, like, just be like, I made an impact. I did something special. I did something grand. I just didn't do one thing. I didn't work for Coca-Cola for 30 years, and that's my claim to fame. I actually impact, and I mean, just enjoy life at the same time. Don't take life too seriously. Like, it's not the end of the world. Your business fails, you have a skill set. You can also always start another one, So
that's the philosophy and mindset I really love. It's a fearless type mindset. It's like, okay, whatever. Like, hey, I don't think, because no one can take what you have up here. Money can go, whatever, physical stuff can go. But my thing is, once you have this right and you're able to go through and be fearless enough to go through, I'm gonna do it again, or I'm gonna do it better this time. It is what it is. It's like, hey, I love the advice that you gave to the young students. I think so many times people, they go through, before they take that leap, they're like, oh my gosh, I gotta get this. just take the leap. Just take the doggone leap. I'm like, hey, whatever happens is gonna happen. But likely, the good likelihood that the worst case scenario is not gonna happen. Most likely, you're gonna be very good at it, and as your business grows, you're gonna need to go through and get those things that you need. But it is what it is. Just take the doggone leap. Like that's all you have to do is take the leap, man. But man, hey, but before we go, man, hey, this is the ASKFaris Show, and I know one last season we didn't get a chance to introduce a segment, but this is a segment where you'll be able to come on and definitely ask me one question that's near and dear to your heart. And hopefully you don't stump me, and hopefully I can go through and answer that question as well. But it doesn't matter if it's whatever it is, just put it out and just throw it at me, man.
Well, one thing and this is going to relate to the question, I really admire how you have family time and you're super, super productive. I just want to know, man, how do you stay consistent? How do you stay focused? What are your rituals? What do you do to just, to kill? Because you kill it. But you have time for your daughter. You have time for your wife. How do you do it?
Man, I will say, brother, social media, it makes it look like I have a really good balanced life. I try to go through and actually have a balanced life as much as possible. I think I'm so much better today than I was a year ago. There's a few things that I attribute it to. I attribute to not wearing all the hats. I realized that in business, if I try to wear all the hats, I'm gonna have an unbalanced life. So I really had to go through and learn how to trust individuals to go through and help and allow them to be on the team and help lead the team as well. So that's one part right there. Another part was I really don't beat myself up when I veer off track. And me to say this out here, like every morning, like I was going through a stage where I was waking up at 3 a.m, going to the gym and doing this. Then I kind of veered off track a little bit. And I didn't beat myself up. I just had to go through and get myself on track. And I realized that 3 a.m. wasn't gonna work. So let me try 5 a.m. and did that for a while and realized that didn't work right there. So I just don't beat myself along the way, but then I go through and write down the 4 things that I do. Like I follow, where's my book? I have another book up here on my shelf. Generally doing this, I'll get this. This is actually a really good book. It's called The Mastery Journal. So the Mastery Journal by Generally doing this, he goes through and put out, it's 4 things, like 4 different type of, you can see it or not, but 4 different things that they call them sessions. 4 different things that you want to accomplish in one 24-hour period. And I think sometimes we put in, I want to do this, and I still do that sometimes. I put in, I want to do all this stuff, but I realize that I'm most productive when I can go back and say, you know what, at the end of the day, I did these type of things. I start off the day with maybe a few things that I have to do on a ritualistic basis. And then I write down the things that I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for a beautiful wife. I'm grateful for an opportunity to go through and service the community. And then at the end of the day, I kind of go back and reflect on those, on the things that I've done and the things that I'm grateful for to go through and prepare for the next day. So man, it's a lot, and I don't want people to think, well, Faris is the most productive guy. Some days I sit around this BS on Facebook. I'm like, oh my God, I done wasted 3 hours on Facebook, where I don't spend too much time on something that I shouldn't have spent too much time on. But I do. I'm in a path of knowing that the greats in life, like your Oprahs and your Richard Bransons and your Edward Morrows, like you all have a routine type life, and I want to go through and continue to go through and do that because I know it takes a constant mode of development to get to where we're going. And I know that majority of people will not go through and sacrifice that time. Majority of people will not go through and actually discipline their life. So I'm always in a self-discipline mindset, man. So I hope that answered your question, man. I hope it did.
It did. I like it. Oh yeah.
And so I'm quick to pick up tools along the way, and that's one thing I've never been fearful of investing in myself, no matter if it's been mentorship, coaching, or books, or conversations, or whatever. That's something I've never feared doing, and I don't mind doing that. And I think that's one thing that I can attribute to my success. But hey, before we go, I know we're about to wrap it up as well, but before we go, man, how can individuals reach out to you, man? IG, Facebook, phone number, what website, how can they reach out to you if they have any questions, comments, or have to go through schedule a session with you?
Absolutely. So the best way is to go to my site, nonaccountant.com. That's www.nonaccountant.com. Or they can just reach out to me on Facebook, Edward Morrow. And I would prefer you go to Facebook. You'll see a ton of information on accounting, just stuff you can implement in your business right now. So either one of those methods will work.
Yes, and he does put out a lot of value videos as well. That's going through and breaking out things. And I urge and I want to impress upon any business owner, if you do not have an account, and I'm not talking. Okay, now I'm about to discuss this stuff. I'm not talking about your best friend who say their account, or somebody, my best friend who knows how to do taxes. I'm not talking about right there. I'm talking about somebody who is skilled, trained, who has worked with the organization, multi-million-dollar organizations, to down to the startup organization. I'm talking about someone who can go through and see the mountaintop and see where you are and help guide you along the way. I'm urging you to reach out to this guy. I don't know too many other accountants, but I know this gentleman right here. He's passionate about it. He understands the numbers. He breaks things down simplistic, and he understands where business is going. He's not worried about where it was in the past. He understands where the business is going, and that's why I really love that you're connected with the Georgia Tech family and all the other individuals as well, because you know where business is going. Like, oh my gosh, and that's what we need in our corner, especially as young entrepreneurs or local entrepreneurs. We need people that has great foresight instead of great hindsight, if that makes sense.
Right.
So with that being said, man, I really appreciate you coming on the show, brother. I really appreciate everything that you've done, not only for the show, but for me and my family as well, man. And we look forward to having you back on the show really soon, all right?
Okay, thank you so much, Faris. It's a pleasure, man. Thank you. Keep up the great work.
All right, man. We appreciate it, brother. I'll chat with you soon.
All right. Okay.
I just been working a lot. I'm a